Hey, welcome back to Aunt Susan's video show. We're going to talk about, I am going to be giving advice, but I'm not going to be taking questions. Do not go away. We are going to talk about holiday issues with families, okay? Even though this year we may be doing the whole virtual thing, that doesn't mean that all the bullshit that goes along with family gatherings isn't still going to happen, even if it's on Zoom or on FaceTime or whatever. The only difference is that this year you'll be able to hang up. So let me explain how we're going to do this. So today, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, I am going to give you a different technique that you can learn. Today, we're going to talk about basic communication skills. Monday is going to be reflective and active listening. That's something that's really cool and you're going to like. Number 3 is going to be how to deal with conflicts that arise. And number 4 is going to be how to deflect criticism and shut down Nosy Aunt Rosie. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that right now. Let's get into it. Communication. Okay, so there are a couple of things that we need to do just as human beings to communicate with others effectively. Okay, and here's some of them. I'm just gonna read these out to you right now. Always be curious about people. So everybody has a story, and you'll be surprised when you hear the things that other people have experienced that you might never have guessed. Those of you who know me know that I've spent 25 years also as a hairdresser, and the shit I've heard people say, you have no idea. Be curious, and you will learn. Number 2, always be willing to learn something new. Okay. Nobody likes a know-it-all. So if you act like oh, I know all about that, and no, you don't. Listen, even if you do know about it, let somebody else pretend like they can be the big shot for a change, right? It's just kind. Um, Listening to the opinions and observations of other people isn't just polite. It's a great way to learn new things. Focus in on the person that you're talking to. Okay. Remember Mr. Rogers, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with the sweater and he changed the shoes and the whole 9 yards. I don't know if you ever saw that when you were a kid. But Mr. Rogers, I call it the Mr. Rogers School of interpersonal communications and interactions, because Mr. Rogers used to focus in no matter who he was talking to and focus in just on that person. He was really an amazing guy. So I want you to do the same thing. Don't be playing with your phone. Don't be looking over your shoulder. Don't be admiring the hot guy that just walked by. Pretend that the person that you're talking to is the only person in the world. And again, be curious and be willing to learn something new. This is going to seem obvious, okay? But there's a couple of twists that I'm going to throw on it. Remember the golden rule. Okay, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? Makes sense. Okay, and we've all heard this. Okay, we were basically beaten over the head by our parents that were telling us to do that. But there are 2 corollaries that I want you to remember, because these are super important too. Treat other people the way they want to be treated. Okay, how do they want to be treated? Do they like to be interacted with? You might be a chatterbox and like to talk to people like I do, but maybe somebody else doesn't and they're shy. So don't be like all in their face because you think you're doing the nice thing by talking to them. If they want to be left alone, leave them alone. Okay. If other people like certain topics and they want to talk about football and stuff like that, well, talk to them about what they're interested in. Okay, treat them the way that they want to be treated. And the other thing is a lot of times, and I did this today myself when I went to Walmart, I swear to God, I was saying, oh my God, why would you do that? Okay, people behave in such stupid ways. Okay, first of all, we can't change other people's behavior. All right, can't do it. Not going to happen. Just because we think people should behave a certain way doesn't mean they're going to do it. That's an unrealistic expectation. So we want to be the change that we want to see. So if I'm annoyed because people are blocking the aisle and I can't walk by, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to make sure that I am the person that is demonstrating the behavior that I would like to see everybody else does. I am going to be the example. Do the same. Walk a mile in someone else's moccasins. And if you haven't heard that expression, that old expression, it just means to put yourself in somebody else's shoes for a minute. just because somebody is being an asshole doesn't mean that they are an asshole. It means they're behaving like one right now, and there might be a reason. Why is that? Okay. Did they just, maybe they just had a fight with somebody, maybe they don't feel well, and if they are just an asshole, well, how did they get that way? Their life must suck. Think about that. Their life must really stink if they're walking around feeling like that all the time, right? Put yourself in their shoes. By having compassion for other people's situations and emotions and existence. Okay, that makes it easier for us to stay calm when things start getting heated, and it teaches us how to be compassionate and kind. Um, Examine what your motivations are. Okay. And I know I have to watch this all the time because sometimes I want somebody to say, well, you're smart, or pat me on the back, or, oh, wow, Susan, it's really good. We like being around you. Okay. What's your motivation? Are you looking for approval? Are you looking for attention? Okay. Give it to yourself. Nobody likes that guy. Okay. Nobody likes the know-it-all, and nobody likes that guy who is just like, oh, hi, oh yes, look at me, do you like my makeup? Okay. And the reason that you're asking them is because you want a compliment, right? Give the compliment to yourself. Do it in your self-talk. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a big hug. Take your attention and focus it on everybody else. Remember Mr. Rogers, okay? Focus on them. What do they want? What do they need? What is going on with them, okay? People will think you're the most brilliant conversationalist on the face of the planet, okay? And we're going to talk a little bit more about that on Monday because that's active listening. It's really, really cool. Okay, and the last uh, item that I want to bring up is ask yourself these questions when you're not sure of what to do or say. Am I hurting myself? Am I hurting someone else? And is what I am planning to do, am I willing to accept the consequences of this action? So you want to talk to somebody about a topic that might be a little sensitive. Okay. Things like politics and religion that most of us want to avoid. Okay. But if you find yourself in a situation like that, um, if you voice your opinion or if you want to do something during a family gathering, are you hurting somebody else? Are you hurting yourself? And are you willing to take the consequences that come with that? So if it devolves into an argument, now you're going to have to get out of it. Okay. So just remember that. Be willing to accept the consequences of your actions and what you say. What I want you to do is to go through this video again and think about the things that I have said and write down situations in which you either used these skills, okay, recently, or where you could have used them and what might have been different if you had. Okay. I look forward to talking to you on Monday. Go to my website, www.thequietzonecoaching.com. I help working women not only overcome stress, but also to build their emotional IQ, get over frustration, turn frustration into satisfaction, take hopeless and make it powerful. It's not just about stress management. And I have something for everybody. And I do have a sliding scale program for the fees. So there is something there for everyone, no matter what your income level. www.thequietzonecoaching.com. I will see you on Monday. Thanks.